Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our Indy. This is Captain April, and these are the days of our Indy.
So I wasn't planning on being live. This is easier to handle the editing, so it's essentially doing a production live. So, but came across a little something on X and basically, where are you? Here you are. Hold it. Gotta rearrange things a bit. I'm on the wrong thing. Here we go. So it's that. Okay. Live TV. I love it. Okay. Something from Cynthia Brianni. This is pretty good stuff here. It's like, been watching a lot of The Jungle Book with my daughter. Here are some interesting things I never really noticed about it before. And start a thread. First, a boy raised by wolves is not a wolf. Mowgli is brought to live with wolves by Bagheera because the man village is too far. At 10, he must leave, but begs not to be taken to the man village and stay in the jungle. But the safest and best place for him is the man village. You can't avoid growing up or escape reality. On the way, he tries to climb a tree like a panther, but he realizes he can't. And while in the tree, a snake, again proving, as Bagheera says, he is not safe in the jungle. He must go to the man village. Mowgli disagrees. First time he gets with Kaa, he's about ready to go. Mowgli tries to join up with the elephants. The elephant leader rejects him, knowing the threat the men pose, and he would have no such nonsense in his troop. Mowgli protests, and Bagheera tries to take him back on track to the man village. There's a little trans-military band, worked in there. Mowgli fights leaving the village, fights leaving the jungle, and he and Bagheera squabble and part ways. He's found by Baloo, the bear. Baloo is easy and breezy and tells Mowgli not to worry about responsibility or safety because all will fall into place. You can't avoid responsibility or consequences. But because of this, they are caught by a surprise when the monkeys kidnap Mowgli for King Louie. After only just realizing how fun and easy it would be to be a bear, Mowgli thinks it might even be more fun to be a monkey. What luck! King Louie wants to be a man. Stereotypes coming. However, Mowgli doesn't know any of the things that King Louie thinks, makes someone a man. Men make fire and use guns, according to King Louie. He thinks that learning those things will make him a man. Actions don't make a man a man. Thankfully, Bagheera and Baloo rescue Mowgli. And again, because I have this number to my head constantly. Partially because as a kid, I might still have the record, but I had a record. It's just sort of a different Disney tunes. Some are re-recordings, but some are actual soundtrack. And this one, I Want to Be Like You, was the actual soundtrack. And it's like, so I'd had the thing, I had forgotten what the movie was like, but I heard this record all the damn time. I played through, and then finally got to see the movie again re-release, and it's like, wow, and blown away. So like, it is a masterpiece. Okay, it's like, especially when Baloo breaks into that. Hey, but no, all right. Bagheera and Baloo argue about taking Mowgli to the man village. Baloo doesn't want Mowgli to become a man because he loves him like his own cub. Bagheera reminds Baloo that Mowgli is not a bear cub and living amongst men is best for him. Love is an honesty, not delusion. Mowgli insists he's a bear after all. Baloo asks if Mowgli would marry a panther, but Mowgli doesn't understand because he's just a boy who isn't thinking about romantic partnership. He doesn't even know what that looks or feels like. They argue. Mowgli leaves. And the snake in Kaa is back. Predatory snake promises he can make it so Mowgli never has to leave the jungle and nearly eats him again. The jungle is childhood. Kaa preys on Mowgli's avoidance of adulthood and tries to consume him. We see this with the puberty blockers delaying puberty argument. With the help of friends who now accept that he doesn't belong in the jungle, he defeats his greatest threat, Shere Khan, one of the tools of man, fire, and this signals Mowgli's acceptance of impending adulthood and results in victory. And allowed to grow mature as a young man, Mowgli finally sees the possibility of integrating into the man village, adulthood society. He follows a girl singing about the roles of men and women in the village and about her own role as a girl until she grows up too. And remember that thing when he doesn't want, but then he sees a girl like, just big dopey grin. Yeah, biology takes over. There's no rationale, but no. Baloo tries one last time. Come back. Because he can't think Mowgli leaving him. Bagheera is like, no, go on. Mowgli hesitates, but then big dopey grin, right on in. It's like, Baloo, she got it. Even Baloo is happy for him after a while. Final thought, we need more Bagheeras. It doesn't matter if a man cub identifies as a wolf, a panther, an elephant, a bear, or a monkey. Man cubs are humans, and that doesn't change. The harder someone tries to fight that, the worse off they'll be. And one guy down here, I can't wait till they do the live action with the real animals. Oh, they kind of did. It's 2016. Jon Favreau directed it. It didn't exactly go over well. But I think that was a bargaining thing. It's like, because he wanted to do more stuff with Mando and something. Okay, we'll let you do this if you do this for us. That's what they figured what the Jungle Book was. He was doing a favor for Disney. And I'm saying, technically it was okay, but it's like, so. I'm sorry, you were not going to beat that cast. Much like Bill Murray, he is no Phil Harris. And replacing Louis Prima with Christopher Walken. Because people think, like, in the original book, I've read the original Jungle Book stories, there was no King Louis. One of the criticisms of the monkeys is they had no leader. It was total chaos. It was anarchy. They created the part of King Louis for Louis Prima. It was a stunt casting thing. They did it specifically for him to have him in there as a character. And you get a number out of him. So it wasn't like if they're going to do, you don't need King Louis. He's not part of it. But they wanted that number. And I shudder to think of how it came out. I'm the king of the swingers, man. The jungle VIP. It's like, no. But I figured there comes a point where it's like something's going to kick in, and I think the cracks are already showing. It is tough maintaining a persona that detail is not right. Is wrong. Like, in case she no longer referring to her vagina as a pussy. She said it's a pussy, and chastising herself for going off and buying something. It's like, woman, stop. It's like, did you just call yourself a woman? Yeah, it's starting to crack. It's starting because it's tough maintaining this crap all the time. And again, she keep labeling everything femboy, but it's like, again, you're ignoring the actual definition of a femboy when you're doing this crap. Femboy is not a girl trying to pass as a guy. It's the opposite. It's a biological male trying to pass as a female. Dylan Mulvaney is a femboy. Probably more successful than we get skinny little shit and trying to become Audrey Hepburn. I'm just glad she's not around to see this crap. I had to look this shit up. But yeah, it's a definition. There's a young biological male trying to pass as female, until the clothes come off and hello, But yeah, I think we'll be seeing something soon. I think in the coming months, something's going to bust loose because there's too many factors involved here. The federal government pulling all support of it and actively going after people who push this thing. society having it up to here with it, you know. And and again, they've been a big mistake they made going after kids. That was where you crossed the line there. What's it going to take to finally realize what they're doing? You know, they started messing with kids. You mess with someone's kids, that's it. It's war. And just average lifespan of someone trying to exist, it seems to be about 5 years or so, depending on various factors. Sometimes shorter, sometimes a little longer. But people trying to maintain this thing, like 4 or 5 years to finally realize this ain't it. Haven't solved the damn thing. If anything, it's gotten worse. And Indy's lifestyle is such that, like I said, the fact that she's still doing porn material as a girl, you call femboy you want, the fact that there's the actual genitalia, that yeah, you're a biological female. You know, you can call yourself an iguana for all the difference it makes. You're female. I think, because the worst thing about talking about, like Blue Latino, that moron, trying to, you don't pass remotely, you don't move like a female, you don't. If I had his voice, I'd still be working in radio. If I had that big baritone voice, like. Someone shot a video of him walking in Disney World. It's like a linebacker in a miniskirt. Okay, you're not even trying. They're just going in there waiting to be misgendered by some poor waiter. It's like Marcus Deeb does. This is not how it. This is not how you behave if you have genuine gender dysphoria. You think you're uncomfortable? No, the real thing is far worse. That's why you get. Why you go through so much battery of tests and Dr. Phil, even those who do have it, don't always qualify for the surgeries or the hormones. Because biology is still the determining factor. It doesn't matter what's going on up here. If your body can't handle it, he'll say no. Do not recommend this person for surgery. And part of the problem with the current is that they've bypassed all those safeguards and all those guardrails. And just letting anybody do it, and they're destroying an entire generation because of it. And yeah, that's part of why I'm screaming so much that I don't want Indy to be part of that. Mm-hmm. And again, it's like, that's where you're not. Where do you come up with? Somebody had to stand up, for God's sakes. Her parents sure as hell aren't doing it. But again, it's Washington State, The entire western coast of what's like Marin County North. But even that, there's even backlash in there now. So I think we're reaching a perfect storm where even Washington State is not going to stand up to this. They'll have to capitulate, because between the Fed just cutting funding, everything going on, and HHS is going to start yanking the licenses of therapists who push this, which is probably going to be most, if not all, of Indy's current therapists. She'll be forced to find somebody who's not going and talk her back to reality. And also, and then the growing violence, she already doesn't want to be associated with the group anyway. She doesn't like the communities anyway. So it's going to be because you really don't want to be in any way, shape, or form associated with this crap. And that's when it's going to hit, the rubber hits the road. It's like, do you really want to be associated with this idiocy? So, but yeah, I think, hopefully there's a little lesson from Disney that might sink in, but you never know. She is one stubborn little twit. But that's what I get. And if I could throw that out there, hopefully plant another seed, see if it takes root. And we'll talk at you later.
A sound soul dwells within a sound mind and a sound body.